live, and we will be discussing the latest Manchester United news with me, your host, Sashin Johnson. But of course, I have to say, subscribe to the channel. Please, our goal is 1,000 subscribers. And of course, click the link below for our socials in the description. Guys, it is Thursday. Today was the D-Day for Cristiano Ronaldo. And in my opinion, he is probably leaving. I do not think that we will be seeing Cristiano Ronaldo play for Manchester United this season. I don't think he's going with on the tour because we're leaving tomorrow to Thailand. I don't think he will be joining up with the squad. And yes, if there is any personal matters that he's facing, fine, fair, we respect that. But if this is all because he doesn't want to come back to the club and he doesn't want to play for the club again, then perhaps Ronaldo should have done this a bit better. I don't want to be the one to say here and stand and say that Ronaldo should leave. We're not going to be able to replace him. We don't have any other options in the transfer market that we can actually go and get to replace him. We're going to probably look at having Martial and Rashford vying for the top spot up front. Now, of course, we know Rashford wants to be a winger, but maybe Ten Hag might want to put him as a striker. I don't know. But definitely, it seems a lot like Ronaldo is leaving Manchester United. He hasn't been at training, and once again today it has been reported by Richard Fay that he has not been at training once again today. A day before we leave on our pre-season tour. Who could it potentially be that might be replacing him? I'm quite unsure of the names that I could mention, but we have to be really, really concerned. We're not just losing a striker. We are losing a top player. We are losing a player with a top mentality, able to lead the dressing room strongly. He leaves. Who leads us now? I don't want to see Maguire being captain again. No, definitely not. Do we have Bruno as captain? He could be a captain, but he moans quite a lot. I think he'd be more focused on moaning on his own performance rather than trying to lead the team. Yes, we know he was captain at Sporting and all, but that's Portugal. This is England. It's Manchester United. We need someone with a stronger mentality. Ronaldo, in my opinion, would have had to be the captain. But it looks a lot like he is on his way out. I just want, and I just had to reconnect there for a moment, but here we are. We are, of course, still connected, and I'm thankful that you're back. Good morning and welcome to the United Stand. Apologies for that. Manchester United transfer news. I'm bang on. Apologies for that. I was trying to get into my own live so that I'm able to see if there are any, comments coming through from you guys that do find yourselves watching me here on this live. Of course, it's not as easy to say if anything might happen to Manchester United. But we are a mess. I want to be out there and say it as it always is. We are a mess. We don't know whether Ronaldo's coming back to training or not. We don't know if he's going to be starting for Manchester United come the new season. Like I said, it looks more like he is probably leaving. I don't think there is any opportunity for him to stay at the club. If he does, fantastic. I'll be super, super happy if Ronaldo stays at the club. Just give me a few moments as I just quickly get back to what I need to speak to with regards to today's latest Manchester United news. Now, of course, it is said that where do we find ourselves going into the new season? It's difficult. It's not easy. But as we all know, we have to be patient. But how long do we have to be patient for? We still trying to get Frankie de Jong through the door a day before pre-season, and we only have Terrell Malacia confirmed as a signing. We don't have anyone else that might be coming in before tomorrow. If we see Christian Eriksen completing his deal today, I highly doubt that. He still probably has to complete his medicals, even though Fabrizio did say that his contracts are ready to be signed. Welcome to the channel. Thank you for joining me on this live, the United House. Hello to you too. Thank you for joining me. I definitely want to say that we need to be looking at options in terms of going forward, preparing for life without Cristiano Ronaldo. Another report has come out saying that the board and Ten Hag met and have decided to come to terms and accept the fact that Ronaldo will not be at the club. Now, for the Glazers, that is a huge knock to their pocket. We have to be 100% sure that once Ronaldo leaves, we cannot be buying players that are way over the hill and giving them big wages. Paulo Dybala probably falls into that category, but he is still quality. He could be a potential Dusan Tadic underneath Erik ten Hag at Manchester United, but he's going to demand a huge wage. Free agents do that. We saw it with Paul Pogba. We're probably going to see it with Jesse Lingard, who went to the US to look for offers. But you know what? Enough about Ronaldo. We know that potentially he could be leaving. We have to accept the fact that he might be leaving. There isn't any options in the market for us to go for right now that we can go for that might replace him. But let's be acceptant of the fact that perhaps Ronaldo's time at Manchester United is done. It's sad to say. It feels a bit sore to say that, but it is the bare and honest truth. Moving along to the news now. So Ten Hag has set a few rules at Manchester United. Now, of course, you've heard the latest leaks that have been brought out by Laurie Whitwell about the players, how they feel about the training, how they feel about Ronaldo, etc. But that needed to stop. Ten Hag needed to set along a few rules in order to ensure that leaks do not happen, that the players are only focused on winning and their football, that there are no off-field issues that distract and cause a toxic environment in the dressing room. And I want to give you the rules as it has come out. And it says, if the players are late for meetings or training, regardless of their status, they will be dropped. No alcohol during game weeks. They will use the club shifts and not their own personal shifts. Monthly body mass index checks. And they need to go to Ten Hag with problems before they go to their agents. How do you like them apples? Ten Hag setting the ground rules to ensure that we have a positive, strong dressing room. We shouldn't be having babies crying, oh no, this isn't going my way, so I'm going to leak something. No. They are definitely players who should not be at the club, should not be in the team. That's why Ten Hag wants certain players sold. Now, of course, we know for a fact that Pogba and Lingard also ensure that there are leaks going out to the media in the UK, etc. We don't need to see leaks. We want to see performances on the pitch. We want to see results in the games when the season does arise. We're playing Liverpool as a first preseason friendly. Yes, I know it's a preseason friendly, but I'm sure Ten Hag is going to demand top performances from his players. He's going to demand them to give their maximum. As we know, Ten Hag demands excellence and is a perfectionist. Moving along now, another rule. It says Manchester United players have been told they will be exiled by Erik ten Hag if he finds any of them leaking dressing room information. And that is from the Mirror itself. Now you can say the Mirror is not reliable, but in my opinion, these are things that we have to take note of. It's good to note that players will be exiled, kicked out of the team if they are found to be leaking things to the media. We need to set the standard back at Manchester United. We cannot be having the same mentality of top four is enough. No. Ten Hag wants to win trophies. He wants to be competing at the top in top competitions. That is what he wants for Manchester United for the future. And it has to start now. Setting that foundation now so that we can move forward and build a newer, better, stronger Manchester United. And it starts by us setting these ground rules and ensuring that Manchester United builds its way slowly but surely back to the top. Now, as I did say, Cristiano Ronaldo has not been in training today. And Fabrizio has confirmed that there's no particular date and nobody is sure when exactly Cristiano Ronaldo will return to training. Will he return? Won't he return? We don't know. As I said earlier in the video, in my opinion, he is definitely leaving Manchester United. So, Lisandro Martinez, as you see in the thumbnail, we are definitely wanting him, pushing to get him signed before we leave for our preseason tour. Again, I don't think that's going to happen. I think Terrell Malacia is the only player that will be on the preseason tour flight tomorrow in terms of new signings. I don't think Christian Eriksen, Frankie de Jong, and definitely not Lisandro Martinez won't be on that plane. Maybe they might join up later, but for sure they won't be on the, as Manchester United believe that they lead Arsenal in the race to sign the defender. Yes, Lisandro Martinez has asked to leave Ajax this summer. Likewise, exactly the same for Antony. And a bit of good news on Antony, we have tabled a £51 million bid for the Ajax winger Antony. Now, of course, we know that they set the €80 million price tag on him, which roughly brings you around to £70 million plus minus. £51 million, in my opinion, should be doing it because he's kind of hit his ceiling at Ajax. He wants to push himself for more. He wants to be better. He wants to improve. He wants to take that next step in his career. And Erik ten Hag is the coach of the club he wants to play for, Manchester United. As we speak today, his agents are speaking to Ajax and telling them to accept the offer that Manchester United have given. Now, of course, they could reject it, but I don't think we are going to be too long in terms of waiting to see a fee agreed between us and Antony, and of course, us and Ajax, and definitely between Lisandro Martinez as well. I think we will be getting both of them from Ajax for good fees. It is just a matter of Ajax actually accepting the fact that both these players want to leave the club. I don't think they want to play again in the Eredivisie. Yes, of course, they would not say no to that, but they both want to take that step up in their career. Ten Hag feels that they can definitely come into the Manchester United team, improve the team, and of course, be players that can start for the team. We know Martinez can fit in perfectly next to Rafael Varane, and of course, Antony can play on the right and even on the left, and sometimes up front as a false nine. He's a versatile forward. Now, of course, if Ronaldo leaves, there were talks of us getting Paulo Dybala. Do we want Paulo Dybala? A quality player, but in my opinion, just someone who's going to come in and demand a higher wage and coast as far as he can. I think he would not be used to the physicality of the Premier League and perhaps would not start, because if we have Antony, where would Dybala play? Because Sancho will probably play on the left-hand side, challenging that position with Rashford. We know Elanga can play either wing, but will Dybala come in and compete with Antony on the right? Perhaps. If Ronaldo leaves, will he start up front as a false nine? Maybe. We know that he's capable of doing so. But as I said, he's probably just a player who's going to come in and demand high wages. I don't think that he is actually going to come in and be a complete player for us up front, anyway up front for that matter. I definitely want to say thank you for those who have decided to join me in today's live community that we have here at the Stretford End. I do want to say that we will be going live again tomorrow at 1 o'clock, 1 p.m. in the afternoon. Definitely subscribe to the channel, please, so that you know exactly when we will be going live. And we'll be speaking once again about the Manchester United news. If there is any news that comes out, I'll break it to you here first, live. Thank you, guys, for joining me. As always, I am the host, Sashin Johnson. Have a wonderful day further. Bye-bye, Red Devils.